So Tony, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Appreciate it.
See you again.
Yep, you too as well. We're here in obviously a really relaxed, nice, beautiful setting. It's probably a good break for you.
It's a very good break for me. I needed it.
I don't think most people have any idea or any concept of how much time you spend on the road and traveling and doing your events. What does it look like for a normal year for you? Out of 365 days, how much time are we spending on the road?
I go to 13 countries to 15 countries every year. I see about 250,000 people a year. So about every 3 to 4 days, I'm on a train, a plane, a helicopter, or on stage somewhere in the world. But I love what I get to do. The demands are extremely high, to say the least. So I have to take care of my body because, you know, most people won't sit for a 3-hour movie that somebody spent $300 million to make using all the special effects and so forth, and it's just me. You can leave at any moment you want and get a refund. Nobody does. We have 10,000 people at a time that we hold for 50 hours. So to do that is an enormous energy. If I was just standing there speaking, everybody, you know, would be burnt out. And they're not just sitting there. It's movement. The first day alone of the Unleash Power Within, the first weekend that I usually do for people, I wear a Fitbit and I do 17 to 19 miles, just running, jumping, coming the back, you know, taking care of a stadium at once, right? I don't just stand on the stage and talk. I kind of do an ultra marathon each one of those weekends. And so I've got to be able to not only be prepared for that when I come in and be in shape, but I've also got to be able to recover because 2-3 days later, often I got to jump back on a plane and fly somewhere else and be ready to rock and roll again.
But just the kind of wear and tear on your body, what does that look like for you when you come down from an event, and what does that look like as far as what it does to you physically, mentally, spiritually, all those things?
Well, you can imagine the amount of lactic acid that builds up in your body, and just the pure wear and tear, the clapping, the jumping, the intensity that I do. So there's an enormous amount of lactic acid that's got to get out of my body. There's an enormous amount of inflammation that's got to get out of my body. So, you know, when I was in football, you iced yourself, and that's what I used to do for years. But it's so brutal, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. You know, you get your body locking up on you and so forth. And so when I found cryotherapy, it changed the game completely, because to go in 3 minutes and literally feel completely rejuvenated and feel like 90%, I don't know if it's all of it, but at least 80-90% of that inflammation is out of my body, and I can go from literally at the end where everything's are locking up and so forth to just back to being like a kid again. It's unbelievable. So I have them at all my homes, and then on the road, I arranged to have one that we take a portable unit that's there. And I found it to be one of the most valuable tools, and all of the athletes that I coach, most of them today have already heard about it, are using it, their teams are, but the ones that aren't, I turn them on to it because it rejuvenates you at a level that I can't even imagine. And it also just feels good physically and psychologically as well. It shifts your brain, it shifts your body all at one time. I can't say enough about it. Where else in 2.5, 3 minutes can you see that big an impact?
You know, what I've learned is you're kind of on the cutting edge of so many things, but one of the things you're on the cutting edge of if we talk here and talk, in other conversations, is just recovery in general. And you're kind of already where most people are now, just waking up to hearing about these things and are going that direction, but you've been there for a long time. So we talk about cryotherapy, and then one of the other things that we've connected on is Normatec, compression therapy.
Yes. Well, I kind of use these, I don't just use one device. I use a series of things to maximize the performance of my body, but also, like you said, most importantly, also is the recovery, because if you don't recover, you're not going to perform in the future worth a damn. So the Normatec I like to do just because it looks weird. Your arms are out like this, you look like Spaceman. But really, we all know the lymph system, they used to say the lymph system doesn't have a pump. But we all know movement is the biggest pump for the lymph system. And to be able to systematically move that lymph in your system, which is the sewage system of the body, to get out the waste, to get out the lactic acid and so forth, it's wonderful to put new things in. But if you don't get the poison out, it's like taking a gas tank and you throw mud in it, and then we're going to throw the best fuel on top of that. If you don't get the mud out, if you get the dirt out, the fuel's not going to work properly. So I'm really big on making sure that the body gets cleansed and detoxed and strengthened, but you got to cleanse and detox first. I find that to be really a simple, easy way to do it. And my wife teases me mercilessly because I look like this crazy man when I'm doing it, but I love it. And I'll just flip on the news or flip on something in the background or some audio or whatever and just space out for that short time, but you feel a gigantic difference. Anyone who's an athlete, the combination of doing that and then the cryotherapy to me, or vice versa, sometimes the reverse order, is really, really valuable.
So let's talk a little bit about light. That's kind of the newest thing we've started working together on.
Yes.
You've got the NovaThor full body light bed in some of your homes. and then you've got the LX2, which you travel with, which
Yes.
is more of a portable handheld system. Talk a little bit about what you've seen with red and infrared light, kind of how that's added to your recovery regimen and what you've seen with that.
I believe in trying everything and using your body as a tool to know what's really real, but I also love seeing something that is scientifically proven. And there's more than 3,500 studies on the light and the laser and what the impact of that can be. So I found, the bed is fantastic. And as you said, I've got it in a couple of my homes. I take the portable laser because I'm traveling so much. And I found that to be invaluable because, I'm jumping or leaping or someone jumps on the stage by accident and tries to hug me or grab me. They're the craziest stuff that can happen. And it's very easy to get injured or to get torqued. And my bodyworking guys, they come and use that laser, and when nothing else works, that thing will open up. And it's so simple, it happens so quickly. The first time you guys came to the house, I was really in pain. My shoulder and neck were all bound up, and one of my pecs was grabbed in. Anyway, the bottom line is it opened it all up in about 10 minutes. So that's why I said, listen, if it can produce that result that quickly, I haven't seen anything else do that. That laser light's truly extraordinary. So I find the three of these, working together. The cryotherapy to take out, the waste products and to really bring the inflammation down. The laser specifically for spots to open it up and to heal the body. The ongoing basis, the real simple, it's like lying down in a what do you call it, a sunbed or a tanning bed. It's really simple. It's 10 minutes. It's, you don't have to even think about it, and the whole body gets taken care of. That's valuable when I'm home. And then moving the lymph. The combination of those three I found to be invigorating, strengthening. It allows me to recover so much faster, and it allows me to perform at a higher level because my body's working at functional efficiency.
Most people say, well, I don't travel like Tony, and I'm not a pro athlete.
Yeah.
But what's kind of so cool in our passion is taking these things that were once only available to really professional athletes,
Yes.
And making them available to everyday people who have everyday lives,
Yes.
everyday kids they got to manage,
Yep.
everyday jobs where they sit at a desk and for 10 hours they're a desk jockey, and,
Yep.
and real pain
Yep.
and real things they have to recover from, just life in general.
Yeah.
What do those things look like for the common person? What do you think the impact on just the everyday people's life is?
I see it all the time. It's one of the reasons I'm such a proponent. Cryotherapy is the easiest to get people to do because it's 3 minutes. But when somebody's in pain, the laser is one of the easiest things often to get them to do. But both of them give such an immediate change that I would say to anybody out there, if you're in pain, you want to get out of pain, you got to deal with the source. And the source is usually inflammation. The source has got to be shifted. And these tools are cutting edge and being able to shift that. And you don't have to wonder, go read the science, or just come experience it directly. And when you experience it directly, you'll never go back. I mean, the growth in cryotherapy has been geometric around the world as I travel around the world. And people come up and say, thank you so much. I heard a podcast where you mentioned it. I went and did it. And it's like changed my life. It's that valuable for anybody. You don't have to be an athlete. I'm an extreme. But if you're a person that is experiencing pain, or if you're a person that really just wants to maximize your energy, these are tools that you really just got to try for yourself. So it's an exciting time, and as you know, you and I, new technology is coming out all the time, but these three are really simple, they're really fast, and they're really effective, so why not check them out for yourself?
Thank you. Tony, again, thanks for the time. Thanks for having us in your home, and good luck as you travel and keep impacting people.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.